The Peterson Museum in Los Angeles houses a priceless collection of the world's most unique and historic automobiles. 3 stories below the museum, safely inside the world's largest automotive vault, lies an even more amazing collection of vehicles. For the first time, we will pry open the vault door and examine these incomparable treasures. Courtney Hansen will be our tour guide through automotive history on Tales from the Vault.
To say this car is big would be an understatement. At 20 feet long, 6 feet tall, and over 6,000 pounds, it's almost bigger than life. What's even bigger are the legends that surround the 1925 Rolls-Royce round door Phantom Aero Coupe.
Probably the most high-profile car, literally as well as figuratively, in the collection would have to be the 1925/1934 round door Rolls-Royce. We call it the aerodynamic coupe because it's so streamlined for the era. That car started out as a pretty bland-looking cabriolet when it was originally bodied in 1925. Then by 1934, that cabriolet had found its way to Belgium, and the owner at the time had that body thrown away, and he had this body built for it. This was in the days where you didn't get rid of a whole car. If the body wore out or you didn't like the body anymore, you just had your Rolls-Royce bodied anew. The person that had that car done wanted to win concours with it, and it's pretty obvious that's the only reason that car exists, is to make a statement, a bold statement. It's the only vehicle that I've ever ridden in or driven or watch drive down the road that passersby will actually stop in their tracks and stare at when it goes by. It's absolutely a captivating car. It captures the attention of everyone. You cannot not notice that car.
What was eventually to become the round door Rolls was delivered chassis only to coach builder Hooper and Company. They must have fabricated a pretty unmemorable product though. Mrs. Hugh Dillman of Detroit, Michigan took delivery in merry old England, but did not seem to take a fancy to it because it never left English soil. Still new, it was sold to the Raja of Nampara. He didn't like the conservative Hooper bodywork either though, because he too sold it. And after passing through other unknown owners, the chassis turned up in 1934 at the shop of Henri Jonquera. The Jonqueras were part of the Deco movement in automobile design and created the extravagant coachwork, which has as much impact today as it had over 75 years ago. The Art Deco style was mirrored in the swooping fenders, the twin sunroofs, the large rear fin, the sloping radiator shell, and of course, the legendary round doors. The car was completed in time for the 1936 Cannes Concours d'Elegance, where it won a Prix d'Honneur award. Oddly though, the prize-winning Rolls again passed through a number of owners and was observed before World War II in Bar Harbor, Maine, driven by a chauffeur who was so obese that he could not exit the car to assist his employer in entering the vehicle. Sadly, the radiant old Rolls fell into disrepair, only to be rescued from the scrap heap by entrepreneur Max Obie. He had the car painted gold, adding real gold dust to add to the car's visual impact. He then toured the country with the once great, now golden Rolls. It was hauled around like a circus sideshow. It was finally sold to a Japanese collector before it was rescued by the generosity and foresight of Margie and Robert Peterson. Once in the Peterson collection, the decision was made to restore it to its award-winning splendor. After a painstaking ground-up restoration, the car debuted at the famed Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance in 2005, where it won a Lucius Beebe Trophy for the finest Rolls-Royce. There's a small downside to the Rolls Deco design, though. It's difficult to steer at low speeds, visibility's poor out the back, it requires double clutching and cannot be easily stopped in an emergency. While fashionably low slung, the lack of ground clearance assures that the extended rear deck will scrape the ground going up just about any driveway. The round door is big and beautiful, and that's really not saying enough. The artistry in its Art Deco design is a reflection of tumultuous times where it was brought to life. It was well worth the effort to restore this automotive jewel. Although difficult to actually drive, when it is on the road, every head turns to see the Rolls-Royce round door Phantom Aero Coupe make its way down memory lane. From the Peterson Automotive Museum, I'm Courtney Hansen. Join us again next time for more Tales from the Vault.